What's up, people? It's Thursday night, so you know what time it is. It is Candid Conversations. Tonight's show, for me, it's a little personal. We're going to talk about body positivity. We're talking about fat shaming. We're talking about fat phobia. We're going to talk about the importance of self-confidence and self-love. And I have tonight I have a panelist. I have a panel of three individuals who are beautiful individuals, and they're also influencers. My first guest, you see him all over the internet, all over TikTok, all over Instagram, doing comedy. He's very funny. He can dance. He's funny. He does it all. His name is Envy. Welcome to the show, Envy. Also, hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? Nothing much. So, okay, my second guest, this beautiful woman. She's an author. She is a fashionista. She influences people with her fashions for women of size. Welcome to my show, the one and only Nicole Vick.
I was dancing to the
music. And last but certainly not least, this beautiful woman. You can catch her on YouTube. She's also an influencer. She's an actress. I really believe this woman does it all. She's like a Renaissance woman. Welcome to the show, Stella Williams.
Hi.
Hey everyone, welcome to Kandid Konversations.
Hey.
Hey, how y'all doing? How are you doing, Envy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. How was your day?
It went. It's all right. It's all right. Tomorrow, Friday.
Right. It's Friday. Yeah. It's gonna be better. The weekend is here.
You know it.
Right. So let's jump into the conversation about body positivity. And I asked you three to be on the show because all three of you support body positivity. You're out here, you do your thing, and it's like, fuck what everybody think. So I got right. And now, so to Stella, I invited you on the show because a couple of times you've been made a meme. But the last one, a friend of mine had sent me, she sent me the story. And at first, I looked at the picture and I said, I've seen this meme before, but I dismissed it because I'm like, I hate to see fat shame. I hate that shit. But she was like, no, read what she said. So that's why I read what you said. And I said, oh, yeah, I got to have her on the show. Yes. And even though the three of you are confident, very confident, Stella, how did that even affect you at all?
So it didn't at first. At first, I was like, this is like every other time. But I think when it crossed the threshold to Twitter, that's when I finally started to get affected by it emotionally. I was like, because Twitter does not play. Twitter
not at all.
Take it to the wind. So that's when I was like, oh, like this is not something I have not experienced before to that magnitude. So that's when I started to get affected by it for sure.
Okay. Now Envy or Nicole, have you all ever experienced fat shaming over the internet since you've been out here?
I haven't. Surprisingly, I haven't.
Either.
Okay.
If I have, I just been doing my thing. I ain't even been worried about it.
Right.
So,
but I said, and then so some of the people who did, like I said, so I went out when I research something, I go into it, and what really got under my skin is some of the people who were fat shaming Stella are actually fat people. But I see that because I mean, I've had that happen to me before, but I'm like, you're fat too. But the response is always, well, I'm not as fat as you. But I hate that. And I'm like, why do we do that? Who said it's not, I want to say not cool, but who said it's being fat is something that's not to be? That is, too made it a bad thing to be.
I don't know. Yeah. The thing like I'm even thinking about is when you say it's usually fat people, this is the first time I've ever experienced it from like the bigger girls who support me. Because usually it's like not. Usually it's people of the internet of all shapes and sizes, usually the smaller people. But this is the first time I've personally experienced it being from bigger people. I'm like very confused. I was like, what's happening here?
Right. And so fat, so now there is a difference between fat shaming and fat phobia. Now, fat shaming, for those who don't know, I'll give you the definition. It's the action or practice of humiliating someone judged to be fat or overweight, and by making critical comments about their size, which we see that all the time. And what I hate is, I follow a plethora of heavy sisters on Instagram. There's always that one person who has to come in that's supposed to be a health nut. Well, you're promoting obesity. You're promoting unhealthy lifestyles. When the truth is, there are a lot of heavy people who are healthier than the skinnier people.
That's true.
But it's always perceived because Nicole, you're a vegan. You do vegan cooking. How did you get that?
I have been a vegan for about 5 years, and for about 5 years before that, I was a vegetarian. And as you can tell, I am not starving. I like my Oreos, I like my French fries and everything else. So I have to always correct people about veganism because they tend to think that veganism is a diet. Oh, you're supposed to lose weight as a vegan. No, you can't. Just like you can jack up a regular diet, a diet with meat products, you can jack up a vegan diet. And I think we just need to get away from and move away from judging what people eat. You asked if people have been fat shamed, and I haven't been, but I have had my plate shamed before. Where's your protein? What are you eating? What's this? What's that? And it's like all these nutritionists come out of the woodwork all of a sudden because my plate has tofu on it. And it's really just a choice for me. I just choose not to eat animal products. But if you hand me an Oreo, I'm gonna eat that Oreo and I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna eat my French fries. I make pizza. I eat spaghetti. I eat probably healthier than most people, but I still get my food in.
Now you're the one who taught me that that Oreos are vegan. I never knew that. You taught me that.
Yes.
But I want to ask each of you, because like I said, I follow all of you all on social media, but I know you personally, Nicole. Where does your confidence come from? Start with envy. Where does your confidence come from?
Y'all ready for this one? It comes from a lot of my depression and anxiety. I've actually learned how to take all of that negativity and just flip it around and turn it into something positive, So, and just love myself and accept me for who I am. If you don't like me, sorry for you, So, hey.
Self-love is important. Stella?
Where does my confidence come from?
Yes.
Years and years of building it up. I was definitely one of those people who did the fake it till I make it, and I would just like pretend I had all this confidence, and then one day I just realized like, oh wait, I'm not pretending anymore. That's really how that happened. It was really cool.
I think that's dope. Nicole?
Definitely was a process for me. I'm the kid that my mom gave me Slim Fast as a child. So I was always aware of the fact that I was bigger than everybody else. And I always was a people pleaser, especially when it came to men. So I was always trying to do what I thought they wanted me to do. And that had a lot to do with my lack of confidence and self-esteem. But as I've gotten older, I'm 42. I just turned 42 a little while ago. And I'm like, I don't give a damn no more. Y'all, look, this is it. This is right here. This is it. Like, I only have one body. I only have one life. It doesn't make sense for me to continue to fight myself and do all this Weight Watchers, Lindora, and continue to fight, and do all this weird stuff, eating weird shit. I just decided I was over it and done with it. But it is a journey. It is not a place you get to when you're there. It is a process. And oftentimes it is very personal and very internal. It doesn't matter. I have a daughter, 23, who is plus size, and she is not as confident as I would want her to be. But I also know that a lot of that is her own personal journey that she's going to have to take by herself. So I think people shouldn't feel bad that they're not confident yet, but just understand that they're on that process, and just to continue to push through and to move forward. As they try to seek that confidence that we all have.
Now, I think it's for me. I think even though we have to push ourselves and motivate ourselves, I think it's important for us to have someone still say, "Hey, you know, you're doing this. You good. You motivate. You still want that motivating voice." And I think a lot of the lack of confidence in heavy people comes from what I always say is it's not what's said necessarily; it's who says it that has the most weight. And for years, I grew up because I thought my father didn't love me because he would always hark on my weight. But later, when I became an adult, I found out no, it wasn't he didn't love me. It's just he was that. But you know how in the Black community we say that tough love. It was that. Plus, it was him. He didn't want me to go through what he experienced as a child. He wasn't big at all because my father had 29-inch waist and was proud of it. But my grandmother was heavy. And, you know, the kids made fun of her. So he didn't want me to go through that. But I always say it's who says it. And I think it's important that we have people in our lives to give us self-confidence. Now I want to get into fat phobia, which I didn't think was a thing at first. Have you all, are you all heard of fat phobia? Okay. Okay. Well, fat phobia is, it is an abnormal or irrational fear of being fat or being around fat people.
Oh, now, okay. I've heard that before. Never mind. Yes.
Now I heard that. I had heard of it. Well, I'm just now hearing of the term. But I had met somebody back in 2000, I think like 5 or 4, and he had the same fear. I thought it was total bullshit, and that's what I used to say. I said that's bullshit. Who the hell is afraid of fat people? That's stupid. Which I thought was stupid. Which I still think is stupid. But it's now a term. And I came across a video of Conscious Lee. So he gave some points. I want you all to weigh in on these. He gave some points on how to conquer fat phobia. Now, if you have fat phobia, here are some ways to conquer the problem. Number 1, begin to understand health. Excuse me. Health at every size. All of you are not the same, one and the same. We all have some issues that we're not, and we're all not unhealthy. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Yeah, because the misconception is, I'll get to that number in a minute. Now, if you are, we talked about this one a little bit. If you are small fat or medium fat, take into consideration the experiences of those larger than you. I think that's important.
Yes.
Okay. Now this is one. Work out because it feels good and not for the sole purpose of losing weight, because you will burn out fast. And if that's your main purpose, it's not going to work. I agree with that.
I agree.
Because I don't like working out. I do more so now than I used to, but I don't like it. But my main purpose, and this kind of hit me because my main purpose is to lose weight. But now I see Stella, you work out. So is it to lose weight or is it because it feels good?
I gotta get moving. I had like a horrible health experience last year, and the result of that is me moving more. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So earlier you said you used to be now. How much have you lost?
Like since my highest weight.
I know. You said you used to be heavy. It was on one. I was watching your videos and you was watching your video. You said you was heavier then than you are now.
Like since my highest weight, about 60 pounds.
That's what's up. Has anybody else had a lost weight?
I mean, come on now. We done gained and lost. I done gained and lost weight for over the last 20-something years. I probably done lost hundreds of pounds. But then there was a point in time where I threw the scale away. I was like, I'm not doing that no more. I don't know how much I weigh today.
That's a good idea.
Test about, because people just find their worth on the scale, and it's hard to even advocate for body positivity when you're still fixated on that number on the scale. And I just don't agree.
Sure. I totally agree with that. Now I'm not fixated on number, but I need to right now. I need to know the number because I need to lose these last 50 pounds only because I want to skydive, and I know you have to be a certain number to get that. Yeah.
I want to skydive so.
I'm good. Y'all get it on.
Wait a minute. I want to know this. What's the fear?
I don't like planes. I just I'll watch y'all. I'll be on the ground now. I'm good.
Oh, let's see Stella. See, we gotta hang out. I gotta come back to LA. We gotta hang out. Envy, you want to join us?
Yeah. Come on.
Nicole.
You know I'm with it. I'm a Beatrice. Let's go ahead.
Y'all. I'm just not jumping out the plane with y'all. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be like,
oh my God. I don't understand the fear, but okay.
I can't do it.
Just say a quick prayer before we go.
What you gonna say? Catch me, Jesus.
Jesus.
So then, okay, the number 4 is and this is for all you skinny people that's watching. And I hate to hear y'all say this. I'm glad this point was brought up. Please stop saying I feel fat. I hate that. Just be a little just to be a little, I'm sorry, because that belittle your appearance. It's insulting to people of size because you're belittling your appearance. Just say you're ugly. Don't say I feel fat. Just say you're ugly. I hate people. I've heard people say that. And I'm like,
right. It's like, use your words, use your vocabulary. I feel full. I feel stuffed. I feel uncomfortable. I feel off.
I guess. Now this is read more literature by fat liberationists and liberationists. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
good.
like me.
So, and if you don't know any, you can Google the titles to enlighten your mind, or you can broaden your views, because we can use Google for everything else. Use the internet for everything else. So instead of going on OnlyFans or Pornhub, you can look up titles by fat liberationists.
Don't you talk about my Pornhub now.
I ain't talking about it. Pornhub gave a COVID discount. But now here's a couple of titles in case you all need a title. If you want Things No One Would Tell a Fat Girl, a handbook on unapologetically living by Jess Baker. The Body Is Not an Apology by Sonia Renee. And also the racial I'm sorry, I'm working on one eye. I can't read my own damn writing. The racial origins of fat phobia by Sabrina Strings. There you go. I just gave you 3 titles. You ain't got to look them up. I gave them to you.
You can read my book too. I'm fat.
Okay, it's about fat. It's about helping. Yeah, pushing through by Nicole Vick.
It talks about my fat life.
Yeah, I want a physical copy. I'm old school. I like a physical.
I'll send you one.
Okay. And Stella want one? Good.
I'm most definitely going to support. Yep, me too.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You made 3 sales. Look at you.
Yeah.
Now, this is a good point. Learn who profits from your insecurities. The fashion industry that excludes fat people and weight loss businesses, they all strive off of self-hatred and our insecurities. Because people are always buying diet pills. People are always going to the gym. I ain't gonna say going to the gym, but they're always buying diet pills, trying a new fad.
Yeah.
Where? Oh, this is a good one, and this is like especially Nicole and Stella. You all do this with sheer confidence. Wear the clothes you've always wanted to wear. That's for my big people, men and women. Wear the clothes you want to wear.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the last point, that was a good one. But this was a good one. Fat is not synonymous with being ugly, lazy, or undisciplined, which is true. It's not. Because I got into it with somebody on Twitter because he made a statement. He was like, "Well, nobody wants to be around fat people. Nobody." He just totally in because all fat people are lazy. I was like, I can't even let this slide.
Hold on now. Wait a minute.
Sometimes I just bypass stuff, but I can't even let this slide. I can't do it. I have to go yet. But that is the mindset of a lot of people. You're lazy. And I'm like, that's not true. Like Stella stays busy. I see. I watch. Now that I follow you, you on the go. If you were lazy, you just be sitting at home chilling with Birkin, and your man just at home. But you're on the go, right? But now I want you all to talk about the importance. Well, I'm starting with the first one. The importance of self-love. Who wants to go first? I'll go with Envy. Okay, well, Nicole, go ahead and tell us. Nicole, the importance of self-love.
Self-love is important. I mean, at the end of the day, you are all you have. Like, you may have a partner or, a child or have a family, but, you're born by yourself unless you're a twin. You're going to die by yourself, right? So you really have to learn how to love yourself. I have a quote that I really love. It says, if you do not go within, if I do not go within, I go without. Meaning you have to start inside. If you don't find fulfillment within yourself, you will always be looking outside externally for that validation. And I can remember, it's in the book, myself in my 20s, my late teens and 20s, looking for that validation outside, looking for someone to affirm who I was or who I am. And then you have to get to a point where you're like, no, I'm valuable as I am, whatever shape or form I come in, period. And not have to worry about what other people are saying about you or, living your life based on what they think. So self-love really is, I think, one of the most important things, because if you don't love yourself, again, how can you love other people? How can you give love to other people? And I don't know. It's just something I think is really, really important. And again, just like with body positivity, it's a journey. Everybody doesn't all of a sudden just come out the box like, yes, I 100% love myself. It does take time in a process, for sure.
I agree. Now, Envy. Now I asked Envy on the show because everyone, when it comes to body positivity, they always go to women. Women.
Right.
And it's important for our sisters. It is important for our sisters to feel good about this. It is. But men go through body images, craziness the exact same way. Whether it's our weight, whether it's our hair, whatever it is, we go through it. But nobody seems to address it. So I wanted to address them tonight. And that's why I asked Envy to come up. So Envy, give us from your point of view the importance of self-love.
Man, from a man's perspective, they always want you to look a certain way or whatever. Fuck all that. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but I'm just gonna be straightforward. Like, you have to love, like she said, you have to love you because that's all that you have at the end of the day. And if you don't love yourself, you'll be willing to fall for everything, anything. And then you get to a point where you may be suicidal. You start to have been into drugs and all of that, So it do take a long time. It could take a minute for you to get to that point where you do love yourself. But when you get there, it's like the gates of heaven just open, Like, you just freed yourself from a lot of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it can be hard too, because we get so many messages from society that tell us that the way we are is not correct. That's not the way to live. And especially for, I think, Black men, specifically plus size Black men, big and tall Black men, that's not what, is considered, acceptable. Right. Exactly. And I just recently saw, I think, where Rihanna had a male model and he was, big and tall. And there were a lot of men on Twitter like, oh my God, he looks like me. I've never seen that before. And they felt validated. And it's like, finally, and I know that probably meant a lot to a lot of people just for her to make that choice. But that also was a conscious choice on her behalf. And we have to realize that as well. That doesn't come automatically. People have to be in that right frame mind to be inclusive. And it doesn't always happen that way.
Very true. All right, Stella.
So, importance of self-love. I feel, just personally, that you don't really unlock your full potential until you love yourself completely. And not even just waking up one day like, oh, I love myself, but really understanding yourself and having that time to explore your actual interests. I think just from my journey and some other bigger people I've just watched, in the last couple of years, I feel like we're told a lot of who we should be or what we want. And like, for someone, when I was just starting YouTube, they're like, oh, you're a model. or like, oh, you do makeup, and things that I wasn't. And it's like combating the stereotypes that they think about you. They're like, okay, well, you're big, you're on the internet, you do X, or you're big and you're not on the internet, you must be whatever. And I just think that until you separate yourself from that, maybe from people, from activities or things that you're doing, and really learn to love yourself, that you're not really at your peak yet, and you're not really ready to break through this glass ceiling that the world's put on you. So I think that's really what makes a solid foundation to a really prosperous life when you're bigger, for sure. It's just learning to love yourself, like to getting to the point where you don't even think about your size, your weight. You're not really affected by, like, oh, I'm looking at like, oh, well, I'm a big girl, I'm gonna suck today. Like, no, when you're at the point where you can just be like, all right, let's get it. Let's get my bag. Like, then I feel that comes from the foundation of I accept myself. Love is acceptance to me.
Yeah, very cool. Now, let's see. In the comments, we have Benita Wilford. She said, I agree. Love you, but if you don't love something about yourself, you have to make moves to change it. I agree with that. But you have to get to that mindset to where you want to change it. Because as going back to what I said earlier, it's all in who says what. And I think a lot of times that holds people back because somebody, a parent or somebody that they had a crush on or whoever said something so foul. And it's like it stays. And sometimes we internalize the negative. And you'll have somebody come along and give you a positive, but that just bounces off. But that negative, like, roots itself in you.
Yeah.
I'm like, why does that happen? Why? I wonder why. And I'm just saying why, because it happened to me. It did. And if you don't love yourself, you'll want somebody else to do that work for you. Right. That's not fair. And that's not fair to other people.
And I feel like you can't love someone until you love yourself. You know, you can't give, I mean, you can, but who says it's healthy, right? You may be giving off your own insecurities or projecting onto other people what you maybe haven't discovered you actually feel yet. So
right.
Exactly. Yes, Stella said it. Acceptance is key. That's true. Self-acceptance. Mm-hmm. And I think that like Emmy said, it takes time for that. Yeah, self-acceptance. It took me years, and I do mean years.
Yeah. I'm
right,
telling
Nicole?
You, 42. I'm 42 years old. And I mean, up until my late 30s, I was still doing stuff that didn't make no dang on sense. You know, I mean, I'm a mother. I have a job. I'm an adjunct professor. I'm an author. But I'm dating dudes that are like trash, you know? And it's like, why am I doing that? Because I don't value myself. And I had to realize that I was stuck in a pattern and I had to get out of it. I didn't love myself.
That's
the worst.
I mean, yeah, it's the worst. That's where I was. And I don't know, maybe it is something about the 40s, but I turned 40. That's when I started waking up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And so, yeah, come Tuesday, I will say goodbye to the 40s club and I'll be in the 50s club.
But wait, I have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it's the age or do you think it's society's progression?
Oh, good question. I do believe society's progression has a part of it because I think now, but I do, even though we see fat shaming and fat phobia now, I don't think we've seen it. I think we see it less than what we've seen in the past, because especially coming from the LGBT, the alphabet community, all them letters, child, all the alphabet community. It's like the lowest thing on the totem pole. It used to be. And like I said, we'll put each other down because one time I was, excuse me, I was in love with this guy. And
I think I remember who he is.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not that one. But this guy was in love with me. And at the time, this was back in 2009. So I went to Atlanta to visit him. And we were in the park. We were walking in the park. We were holding hands. And so this guy, another guy of size, he wasn't quite as heavy as me, but he was still a really nice size. He says, I wonder how much he paying him to do this. Right. And that threw me and my friend. So my friend was ready to snap out, but I said, don't do that. I said, he's talking out of his esteem. I said, don't do that. But that's a misconception that a lot of people have, that big people pay people, especially in the gay community. I'm like, first of all, I'm a cheap bitch. I can't do it. I can't give my hard-earned money just for an hour of your time and some dick. That's never been me.
Mm-mm.
I went public with a boyfriend in 2018, and they were like, "She's paying him to be on YouTube," and I'm like, first of all, he should be paying me. But
right. Oh my God! But yes, now we got the self-love. Now I'll talk about the importance of self-confidence, because you got to have confidence. And like I said, all three, I chose you three because you three are like super confident. Go ahead, Stella. Kick us off.
Okay, wait, what was the question?
The importance of self-confidence.
Oof, confidence carries you. You know, I think this applies to people of any size. Confidence will just get you through so many doors, even within yourself, right? It's just, I feel like that's fuel. I don't know, but I'm a Leo and I have an ego, so maybe that's it. But for me, when I'm confident, I'm just like, I can do anything. You can't tell me no. Like even today, I thought it was like people call them crazy ideas, but I often think those are the best ones, right? That outside of the box thinking, and you're just like, oof. So I don't know. I love confidence.
Now, I will say, I think the Leos that I know, they are like their confidence level is like through the roof.
And that's the whole thing. I mean, like,
because,
policing me, right? Like, if I'm gonna wear something cute, people call it confidence. I just like call it preference. Like, I want to wear this dress today, so it's really interesting.
Right? Because I see, like I said, I seen, I see you got pictures and everything. I'm like, you have really high confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But I love it. Speaking of confidence, now the rapper Chica, I love her so much. With that picture of Stella that I was talking about, somebody had said, well, her confidence is, I forgot what they said exactly, it was some of her confidence. So Chica came back with her point of view was like, don't say that about her confidence. That's not really what you're into. Mm-hmm. And it was like really, she kind of like went real deep, but she is such a deep thinker. And I never would have thought of it that way. Like, well, yeah, you're complimenting her confidence, but you really don't like her. That's deep.
Yeah, we hear that a lot in the plus size. Oh my gosh, she's so confident. Wow, you have on a bikini. And it's like, you don't say that to skinny people that wear bikinis. Like, I just have a bikini on. Like, what? I'm not confident. I'm just being who I am. Like,
and I think, and to combat that, like, you have to like normalize a lot of things. And that's, I feel, what we do in our communities. We're just trying to normalize normal behavior. It's not out of the box. You know, you're right. If someone smaller was doing it, we're not like, wow, she's brave. Like, I hate that one, right?
Like, what the hell is that? Like, what?
Right. Now, Chica's whole point, like, well, you wouldn't say this if it was Tyra Banks, so why are you saying it now?
Right.
And I had never thought of it from that point. I was like, that makes total fucking sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I think it also speaks to the fact that it says that it shows that their insecurity, like, you wouldn't do that, and that's okay. But yeah, I have a fupa and I got this outfit on, and like, so what? I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to hear people, their projections. You know, we talked earlier about plus size. A lot of times, even in the plus size in the women community, we see on Lane Bryant or Torrid, somebody has on the outfit and they're shaped differently. Oh my gosh, you would not believe the comments. And a lot of them are plus size. And I'm like, but that's how you look. Why you clowning this woman and you got a fupa too? Like, I don't understand. It is just really crazy.
But I think, and this is just what I think. I think sometimes plus size people, men and women, do that to other plus size people because deep down we want that confidence, but we're not bold enough or brave enough to do it. So that way I project my insecurities out onto the photograph. Oh, why would she wear that? Oh, that looks a mess. Oh my God, why would you do that? But deep down inside, I want to do that. See? Right? Deep down inside, I want to do that. I want to do. So why not just do it?
Do it. Can I
ties
tell?
in together with self-love.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That
I
is
want
kind of
to. Can I tell a quick little short story of something I saw on Facebook the other day? So there was a woman, she had posted something like, I don't care if this outfit goes out of style, by the time I can fit it, I'ma still wear it. And I was like, I was confused. So I said, why can't you wear it now? Oh, I bought it two sizes too small on purpose so that I could lose weight to get into it. And I was like, I was gonna say something because again, that's my body positivity framework. Is like, but you should wear what you like, wear it now. And if you lose weight, then buy a smaller one. Like, why do we play these kind of mind games with ourselves and set ourselves up for, why do we do that? But I was like, I don't know her well enough to kind of push that, but it made me sad because that's not how you should live your life. If you like that outfit and it comes in your size, or if it doesn't, get it made and wear it.
exactly. But and I think sometimes a lot of people will lose weight to please the world or the masses because that's what they're supposed to. Because when I had, well, this is just my truth. I had gastric bypass 2 years ago, and so when the surgeon asked me why did I want to have it, I said, well, my reason is because me and my boo had went on vacation, and I'm an adventurous person. I wanted to swim with the dolphins and I wanted to skydive. I'm sorry, swim with the dolphins and I wanted to what you call that shit? Zip line. Yes. And I couldn't do it. I had to sit on the sidelines, and I'm like, so then he, in turn, he wouldn't do it without me. He like, I don't want to do this without you because I want to do this without you. And I'm like, no, don't do that. And I never want to hold nobody back, but I don't want to sit on the sidelines, which is what I was saying. I want to skydive. That's always been my dream. And so that's why I did it. Because I was my heaviest, I was at 492 pounds. Mm-hmm. So I was 7,500. Yeah. So, which is a good thing, I'm coming out, but I'm just coming down because I never had a problem I didn't have a problem with my size because I was still dressed nice, I looked nice, and I was still pulling dudes. So I didn't have a problem. It was just, I just don't want to sit on the sidelines.
Exactly. Yes.
Right. That's it. Oh my God. But Nicole, I'm going to the importance of self-confidence. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I mean, it's just important. It really is. And I think to Stella's point, it opens doors. When you feel like you can do anything, I think ultimately when you feel like you can do anything, you literally can do anything, right? And even if you don't succeed, that effort that you put forth can often open up doors where there weren't any doors before. So I think that self-confidence is just really, really important. I mean, there are things that I've done. My favorite phrase is nothing beats a failure but a try. And so that's that confidence speaking, like, well, you know what? Hey, I'm going to email whoever, such and such, and see if I get a response. And sometimes I get a response, or, oh, I'm going to go do this thing. And the next thing you know, it's done. So I think just having that thought of I can do this, or I'm going to at least put that effort forth means a lot. So again, just with the rest of it, it is a journey. You don't wake up. I didn't wake up, one day and was like, I'm confident, and with confidence over my forehead. It's a process. And the older you get, the more likely you don't give a damn. Like, I'm just gonna try this. I don't even care. Whatever happens, I'm just gonna put the effort forward, and whatever happens. So it's great. The 40s is great.
As I said, when 40 comes, I don't know what the hell happens. Now, but then it says skinny doesn't necessarily mean a nice shape. We all know that. Plus size are sometimes shaped beautifully. I agree with that because to me, who wants a stick?
Somebody do, and that's okay too. Yeah, that ain't me, but that's all right.
Right. I like something to hold on to. Now, Envy, from a man's point, what is self-confidence? How important is that?
For myself, it's very important. And like I said before, it took me a minute to get to where I am now, because in my 20s, I wasn't thinking about doing comedy, dancing, nothing like that in public. I was like, more like this. So as the years went on, I was just like, dude, just be yourself and stop giving a damn about what somebody else have to say. You get what I'm saying? So like to this day, I feel like I'm still evolving, still learning new things about myself, what I love about me. And that's where my confidence comes. Just falling in love with myself.
Right.
Mhm.
I get that. Now I was like Stella. I used to fake it till I made it. And I was I would go out to the clubs and everything. And I know I was big, but I could dance my ass off. So I always, I would dance or whatever. And if somebody tried to crack a joke, I'm gonna crack a joke on myself before you did. So people always perceive that to be confidence. And then the inside, I'm like, nah, y'all have no idea. I'm really broken as hell. But I would never show you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But she also said, I feel like whatever you wear, big or little, should be flattering. Just because it fits doesn't mean it looks good on you.
No, that ain't your business. No. You wear what you want to wear, boo. If I don't like what you got on, that ain't none of you. That don't look at me. If I got on a bodycon and you think that's not appropriate, that's your problem. It's not mine. So I think we have to get away from that. Oh, that doesn't. No, that's not good for your shape. That's not. You didn't buy it.
I think that's just like an old school way of thinking. Like,
yeah.
Like,
well, it's 2020. You don't need to police people. It's not your body. And then, does it offend you that I'm wearing a bodycon or a bodycon dress? Like, get off my page.
Right. Wear what you want.
Well, there's the whole argument that, there's a difference between body shaming and saying something's not flattering. But then you got to start to question what's the root of saying something's unflattering.
Right.
Think about that.
Right. And you're right. That's a very old school, I can, my mama and them and grandma and them. No, but that. And I'm so glad I can say, like I said, my daughter is 23 years old. I had her at 18. I was 18 years old. I'm so glad I did not impress upon her that my child walk around here with shorts on, and she's about 5'1". I forgot how much she told me she weighs. She told me, I don't remember. She's probably about a size 20, 22. Crop top on, shorts on. Do you, boo? Do you?
Yeah, I met her at the event. Now, if she didn't have confidence, I wouldn't know it. Because I love her spirit. I love her energy. Like when you all do y'all videos.
Yes.
Like,
tune into her IGT videos every Sunday. She is and everybody love her because she don't care.
Yeah, I love it. Now it says that that's an old way of thinking, which it is, because you have some people that'll say, well, mostly older women, will say, well, she needs a girdle on, she needs a body shaper on, or something like that. Do you all wear those? Like, is that really something y'all get into?
I think a shaper sometimes.
I like it. I used to wear them. I don't anymore. And it's funny, when I was smaller, I used to wear them a lot.
Nicole, like, why would you want to, right? It's not comfortable. Who are you doing?
And then when you gotta pee, and see, I'm the kind of person, I wait to the last minute.
Let's talk about
so I can pee on myself. I ain't got time for myself. Because I gotta literally run and snatch them underwear off. If I gotta take that body shaper off, it's over. I gotta go home because I done peed on myself. No.
I do think about this though sometimes. I feel that, we were talking about just older generations saying you have to wear the girl, you have to like get it together. I feel like, just especially in the Black community, that there were so many prejudices against the Black community that you had to always be on point and representative and always, get it together. And that sucks, but that's how times were back then. But we're just in a different time now where we're able to have these freedoms to self-express that weren't a privilege back then. So it's just, I get mad when someone like older says something about it. I just was like, you just had to grow up in a different time, and we're just different now. It's a different history.
Okay.
Can I right quick say that's a good point, Stella, because I even find when I go to work, because I'm plus size, I feel like I always have to be like, on point. Now I do express myself differently where I have on colorful stuff. I'm the only one in the room with orange on or purple heels, but I always feel like I gotta always be like, good morning. You can never see me half stepping because I'm fat, and I don't want nobody to say, oh, look at the fat, lazy, sloppy girl. Right. So you're right. There are those sort of things, even if nobody ever said that to me, it's in my mind that I always have to make sure that I'm always on point. And it's bad. Like everybody else gets to go to work looking regular and no makeup on and hair. Why I can't look like that if I want to? And I feel like I can't. For a number of reasons. I'm fat and I'm Black and I'm a woman. Right.
But I get that because one time I when I worked in corporate America, this is when I lived in Chicago. I would never forget this. Like I said, I've always been big, but I never dressed sloppy or whatever. Right. And this woman said to me, I have never smelled you. That's it.
Hello? What?
So I was like completely taken aback. And I said, well, are you supposed to? She said, well, for your size, most fat people, they have a smell to them, but you always smell so good.
She would have caught those hands.
She could have kept that to herself. That's one of them comments. You keep that in here. You don't say that. You leave.
Right.
My friend's like,
that's out of pocket.
I don't know, but she was saying this like it was like the greatest compliment in the world.
Right. Well, she be like, I'm gonna guess she wouldn't.
She was. She is. It's a sister, it is.
It's okay.
Well, sometimes my sisters do be like that. We say stuff that just ain't right. We come out
but that's another misconception about heavy people is that we all stink. I hate but yeah. But I want to read this comment because I like this. Now Pam said, wear what feels good to you and what you like. You do not need to please other people. Period.
Thank you, Pam.
Pam, that is an excellent point. I love that. Yeah. I love that. Now, Envy, as a heavy brother, do you feel like you have to be on point all the time?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Because if I don't, they're trying to light my ass. They're trying to light my ass. But you know what? Stay ready. You ain't got to worry about getting ready. So, hey.
Well, I have a question just based off, I'm interested with the guy perspective, right? Does that resonate in your dating life? I don't know if you're married or not or whatever, if you're dating, but when you were dating or if you are dating, is it like that too? Like you feel like you have to be that kind of way in your dating life too? Is the question. So like
right.
You're in like, on point.
All the time.
Compared like to other guys that may be smaller.
You mean, okay, well, if we're, you mean like if we're just hanging out or if we're like going out?
Dating, like.
Oh, yeah. Dating. Yeah. If we're dating, he's gonna get the real me, and the real me is always t-shirt and sweats. Mm-hmm. Now when we step out the front door, I'm nice. I'm dressed, jeans, slacks, or whatever. But in the house, you finna get the real me. Shorts and a t-shirt or sweatpants and a t-shirt. That's what I love. I like to be comfortable. Yeah. I'm not finna fake it.
Yeah, don't do that.
It doesn't work.
Right. You get up, and then because I've heard women say they'll get up before he gets up to put on makeup and make sure they're all dolled up. Why?
No.
What is all that for? So I think y'all don't do that as women. Y'all ain't finna get up and put on a full face of makeup and.
No. Do you know how much makeup costs? No.
I don't. I have no idea.
I might draw some eyebrows on for you and put some lip gloss on. That's it. That's it.
So now, but I want to go. I want to ask this. So now, when you all came to social media, what drew you to become an influencer? Because all three of you are influencers. Whoever wants to go first.
Okay, I can do that. So when I first started like my Instagram, I was guess not.
Oh, Birkin.
Hey Birkin. Oh, hey Birkin.
Birkin's like, hey.
When I first started social media, I thought I had to be like super sexy and like showing everything and just like out there to get attention. And I did that. And then I moved to LA and I saw, I discovered the plus size fashion hashtag. And I just realized, there was an opportunity to embrace yourself and like make a career out of it. That's kind of what led me into being an influencer. And then through that journey, learning like, oh wait, I'm actually helping confidence and building their own self-esteem. But I think it initially started when I realized, like, wait, I don't have to be like overly sexual. I don't have to be putting myself out like that to get, attention for a message. So one, what's your message? Two, you can respect yourself and still influence the masses, for sure.
Now, Envy, from a male point of view.
For me, let's see. Came on the scene on Instagram like late 2014. A friend of mine kept getting on my damn nerves about it. But I ended up making my account and all that stuff. And then I seen other people doing like comedy videos. I'm like, who is this person? Who's that person? And I'm like, they're funny. Let me follow them real quick. So then I just saved up some money, got me camera equipment, video editing software, literally taught myself everything that I know. And just be like, let me throw myself out there, show everybody what I can do, So that's basically where it started for me. And I feel like with me going through the issues that I went through, somebody out there is going through the same exact thing that I'm going through. So through my comedy, why not let me be the pain reliever to their life? So.
Okay. Now, Nicole, because you like I said, you're a fashionista and everything.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I don't consider myself an influencer. Like when you had said that when we were backstage, I was like, he's talking about me. Like I don't know. It's weird because I don't consider myself an influencer, but at the same time, I do know that there are people that do come to me and want to know why I dress or how I dress or what what to put with this. And I did a post today with some eyeglasses, and people were asking me about that. So it's kind of weird, like. I don't consider myself one, but I know people do definitely seek me out. I think for me, it is, I always like to dress. And so I just started taking pictures of my outfits. That was really like what started it. And then when I also started to incorporate my nail designs. My nails aren't painted today, shame on me, but I paint my nails every week. And I'm telling people how to do the designs and the art and stuff. And so it really was just a outlet for me to be creative and to think about nail care as self-care. And then again, just to show my outfits off to people and tell people how to dress and show them how to put together clothes, especially for plus size working women. Like sometimes we get stuck in Lane Bryant, and no shade to Lane Bryant, but Lane Bryant clothes, I think are like a little bit dated and they can kind of age you out a little bit. So like where can we find other things to wear and how we can put these outfits together without spending a lot of money? So that kind of has been my little avenue. And it's just growing from there since about 2017. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go. I remember when you got started. Yep. So we have we got 4-minute warning. All right. So before we get out of here, I need for everyone, we're gonna start with Envy, to tell where people can find you, plug your businesses, whatever you have going on. Plug it. Envy, go.
Ooh, okay. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook. Y'all gonna laugh when I tell you this. You better go Fat Boy. That is UBETTA. Go Fat Boy, spelled just the way it is.
Okay.
And it's funny. His shit is funny.
Thank you.
Berkey got a compliment. Berkey got a compliment. Cute doggy from Pam. Okay, Nicole, where can everyone find you?
So you can find me on Instagram, Nicole D. Vick. So everything is branded to my name, Nicole D. Vick. I am on Facebook. I have an author page for my book, which is right here. Show you my book again. I'm on LinkedIn if you're so inclined to go on LinkedIn. And I do have a YouTube, but I don't use it as much. But there are some videos there that I've done. And I have a website, www.NicoleDVick.com. Check me out every Sunday on Instagram on IGTV. My daughter and I do our little funny videos. We just did a Halloween one that was really, really funny. So, yeah.
Okay. Now, but because you're an author, you are an educator.
Oh, yeah, I do so much. I'm a public health professional. So I have 15 years of public health experience for a local health department here in Los Angeles County. I am an author. I'm an adjunct professor, and I'm a board member on 3 different boards. I've been a commissioner. I've done a whole bunch of stuff. So, child, I'll be talking all day. But yeah, and very much focused on my community. My pop-up shops. I do pop-up shops too in my backyard. I've done 4 so far in the last 2 years, bringing Black women business owners to the neighborhood so that people can buy local and stop buying stuff from Target. Get your holiday gifts from these women. They make great quality stuff. So that's another thing that I do as well. Okay, I'll be quiet.
Now you get. Oh, speaking of your pop-up shop, I need to get a besides your book, I need to get another Vixen shirt from you.
Oh, I got some. Okay,
good. So I'll hit you about that. Now, the beautiful Stella, what's going on?
Okay, so you can find me in Birkin on Instagram at the Stella Williams, and then on YouTube at Stella Williams, TikTok at the Stella Williams. So that's where I do all my confident stuff and my posts. I'm very unapologetic, so if you have comments, feelings about things, I don't recommend you coming on my page because you just go and write hate comments, and I don't need all that. So if you love yourself and you love to see other people just loving themselves, I'm your person.
And your music.
Oh,
your store.
Yeah. I'm a pretty girl rapper, but also Hot Girl Goods. It's my new store I just launched in July. It's like trendy girls can get things on a budget. It's super fun. It's going so well. I'm super, super, super blessed for the store and how everything's going with that. So yeah.
Right. The Stella Williams. So go to her page. If you're a woman, if you're a sister, now, do you all sell men of size clothes or just women?
Me? Oh,
yeah.
I don't sell clothes.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought you had a store. I got it wrong.
Jewelry, accessories.
Oh, Drew. Oh, Drew. I'm sorry. Drew, I thought you had.
That's even better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe soon you'll have a clothing store.
See, maybe that's a sign.
Maybe I already got the clothes and they just
coming soon. Coming soon.
Oh, coming soon. I'm good. Because brothers need clothes. I love clothes. And I love supporting Black businesses. I support a Black business with this T-shirt. It says Chubby-ish. Heavy Duty Fresh. If you're on Instagram, look them up. A Black-owned business. Cool brother. Cater to men and women of size.
Awesome.
I want to thank my guests for being with me on this evening. Thank you all for this conversation. You all are welcome back anytime. Yes, you are welcome back anytime. You have anything you want to push or whatever, we'll keep in contact. I love you all. Everyone, come back next week where my guest will be. I'll be another year older. And thank you. My birthday is Tuesday, y'all. So and next week we're gonna celebrate. My friend and sister will be in the building. R&B extraordinaire, lead singer of SWV, Coco Gamble, will be in the building. So you all come back and join us, and we'll have a great time. I love you all. Have a blessed week. Peace out, people.
Bye.
Good night.